Yeah.
Did you guys have a, what we call it, what you guys call a show Bible? Did you have a show Bible that you went by?
No.
It was all kind of
It was all
the
kind of-
second year you
No.
gave to freelance writers.
I don't think they ever did.
Rules.
When it comes now, they're going to work on that now.
We just knew it when we heard it. It was that, imprecise. It was that imprecise. We sort of just knew that Vincent, and obviously it was a very tricky thing. Everyone sort of, who I think writers who came in from the outside trying to write Vincent tended to overform, be a little overly formal and a little bit stilted, and he wasn't. He actually was quite the opposite, I think, what I remember of him. It's been a long time. I mean, Brian and I both were talking the way we just don't remember a lot about it. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen the episodes, I think I'm going to treat myself. Are they?
That was pretty wild. That was wild. How was it, ladies and gentlemen? Oh yeah, it was wild. And one of the things we all hold up in the kitchen for a while afterwards, and we were talking about, most specifically, Caitlin's episode, Masks, which was a real extraordinary moment for Vincent and all of us, because Vincent was out of the dark and the light, and he was moved in with another babe at the same time. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? Because that really was something that was only so early on in his life with all this, but yet it was this enormous leap out of.
It was, yeah. I mean,
We had a tremendous scene on the balcony.
Yeah, I remember that was really that was kind of a watershed episode, because we didn't, at that point, Vincent had never really interfaced in any kind of a social way with anybody but the principals in the show, and so as I remember, that really was, and it was startling for a lot of us. Don't you remember, just to see it, and just to see even the last. I remember the last shot. It was so great, that shot of them sitting by the Brooklyn Bridge. The sun going off. To see him out there, as the sun came up, was phenomenal. And so that was a key. That was really George Martin, and he really pushed for that episode. He wanted to do a Halloween episode, but he really was the architect of all that.
The world below too. George was always the one who wanted to sort of excavate and find new caverns and new things and new people to be down there. And I think he was really, I think where Alex and I were sort of a little more, tentative about it and picked smaller stories. George thought big. I think he brought us the Whispering Gallery, Whispering Gallery and Crystal Cavern, all those great things.
You guys were on the CD line there. That was one of the big things.
We were in the CD line.
Ron, do you have a favorite show out of all those 56 albums? How many albums? Do you have a favorite episode? Pilot included? No, excluding the pilot, because I think that's the kind of the birth of the whole thing.
Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking about that today. There are a few. I like A Happy Life because I think simply, not because I wrote it, but because it seems like it's for me it was kind of as close as I got to sort of feeling two of them together. But I love, in fact, my wife woke up one morning a couple of weeks ago and turned on the television, and Orphans was on. It's like, and I would say that would be probably one of my top three. And then the trilogy, which I was actually talking about to somebody else recently, is phenomenal, and it's something that I can think back on and am amazed at how complicated it really was thematically. I think that a lot of us were operating in a very kind of visceral way on that, but when you really look really great in so many different ways, and so sophisticated thematically for television that and I was thinking, I would love to see that sort of put together. To do that, Republic ought to put that together as one long tape.
We know anybody there? Guys in suits here last night. Bob and Tom Swing. What's his name? Swing? They were here. Do we have the, somebody call them and see if we can put that together. Virginia will handle that for you.
Oh, and the other, I just wanted to say there was one of the other episode that I really loved came out in the third year, and that was Invictus, which was written by Judy. Really, that brought me into that part of the show, and I just think that is really watchable. I love that show. What about you?
I just want to say, I want to say something that's off subject, if I may, just for a second. I wouldn't pick a favorite myself, but because I keep seeing the series as a continuum as something that really ended in its second act. But I just want to. But I did for myself, and I'm sure for everybody else sitting up here, you people are really amazing. I mean, the fact that you keep all this together.
Yes? How about way in the back and then we'll go here? Yeah. Oh, I can't see that far back.
I think you all need to be commended. I came late to Beauty and the Beast, and this is my first convention. But it is the only network show that I have ever experienced, and I know for a lot of other people here who have rejuvenated our interest in poetry, in the classics, in classical music, and art, and just so many things. I know I went back and read classics over again. I haven't read for 20 years. And have a beautiful collection of antiques.
So did we. And that was a good part.
I screamed so hard when you guys came out, and then last night, Ron, my voice is gone. I just wanted to ask whomever wants to lead my this, can you now tell us, since so many years has gone by, why did you chicken out about the kiss?
Happy life.
Really, it's a long story. I mean, it was a very tricky thing to do, and unfortunately, as it happens a lot in television, you save it for the very last, and it's Friday night at midnight, and if you go into the next hour, it's triple time. So everybody was really it was one of the most delicate, it was the most delicate moment in the show at that point. And, we were rushed, and there wasn't a chance to rehearse it, and I think that, I might as well just say it was done in a way that I felt was not the way it should have been.